Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation is Maj Mahalla Panjwa. Kahia Karna Dita Laina, Garibaan Anathaं Tera Maana. सब कुछ तू है मेरे प्यारे, तेरी कुदरत को बल जाई जियो। पाणे उज्जड़ पाणे राहां, पाणे हर गुण गुरमुख गावाहां। पाणे भरम पवे बहु जोनी, सब किछ तिसे रजाई जियो। ना को मूर्ख ना को सियाणा, वरते सब किछ तेरा पाणा। अगम अगोचर बेअंत अथाह, तेरी कीमत कहन न जाई जियो। खाक संतन की देह प्यारे, आए पया हर तेरे द्वारे। दर्शन पेखत मन आगावे, नानक मिलन सबाए जियो। The fifth Nanak in this passage is addressing the Supreme Self in a very intimate way. He starts off by saying, "My beloved, Pyare, your majestic presence is all pervasive. All beings submit to your power. Kudrat ko bal jai jiyo." They do your bidding and act as they are made to act. Kahia Karna Dita Laina, and receive what is given to them. You are the refuge of the poor and the hapless. Gariba Anatha Tera Mana. And then in the second section, he talks about Pana, which is literally means the pleasure of the Supreme Being. Pane Ujjar Pane Raha. Your will reigns supreme, the Guru is saying. Sab kich tise rajaye jiyo. By your will we go astray. By your will we find the path. Pane Ujjar Pane Raha. By your will do we turn to the Guru and receive the gift of self-knowledge. Pane har gun gurmukh gavaha. And by your will, we are made to perpetually wander in self-doubt. Pane param paves pave bahujoni. And then it follows from this that if everything is being driven by the self, then na ko मूर्ख na ko सियाणा, varte sab kuch tera पाणा. No one is foolish, no one is wise, because everything happens in your domain and by your will. Varte sab kuch tera पाणा. And this glorious power cannot be described. Teri कीमत कहन ना जाए. And in the last section, the Guru concludes with a supplication. My beloved, he says, I have come to your door. Aaye paya har tere dware. Grant me the companionship of your devotees. Khak santan ki deh pyare, so that with their guidance, union with you will be made easy. Milan, subai jiyo. Sokha, easy. And in my mind, I will find solace and fulfillment. Darsana pekatham man agave, satiation of the mind. And that is the appeal that Nanak makes. So we've seen that this is a very personal, intimate, and supplicatory tone in which the Guru is trying to teach us on how to address the Supreme Self. There is an intimacy that we have to create and establish in this path. And so the Guru is reminding us, because he recognizes this, that the path can be found only through the personal experience of those who have traversed it. And they are the people who are true devotees, the Santan. Now the term Santan used here is used in a plural form of Sant, which has been used in Gurbani to signify variously the creator or the Guru or the finest essence of something. And in its plural form, as it's used here, it generally points to congregational activity within a community of seekers, where the Guru's presence is felt through its teachings, whether in person, as in the case of Guru Arjan, who learnt the path from the fourth Nanak, Guru Ram Das, or through a text, as we are doing currently with the Guru Granth Sahib. And the Supreme Self, who is also the Guru, is always present by virtue of being the only subject that we are talking about. So the stress on congregational activity is a reminder that no individual is an island unto itself, that growth happens in community. We move together, sangati, moving together. So in a communal setting, one learns to see the vision, darshan pekhat, and the mind finds fulfillment, man aghawe. Now, darshan literally means to view or visualize, and in the Indian spiritual traditions, this implied beholding a deity or a person who was considered holy or an object. And the term also means the distinct way in which a philosophical system views the world, that is, its doctrine. So in Sikhi, it has been used both ways. During the times of the Sikh gurus, it was common practice to visit the guru for a physical darshan, as well as being instructed. For those of us living today, we understand darshan as doctrine, an outlook or worldview, which is understood in the context of Gurbani. So for our benefit, the Guru instructs us not only on the method, but also gives us insight into the worldview of Sikhi, which centers around the idea of hukam, which is what we see here. Hukam, the universal order that exists at the pleasure, pana, of the self. And this self is then described as all-pervasive, unfathomable, invisible, beyond comprehension. So how does one unite or know this self? One knows it by its presence and movement in everything, including in ourselves. So in this passage, the self is pervasively present and the source of comfort, but it is also equally the threat. Pane ujjad pane raha, pane hargun gurmukh gavaha, pane panam paaye bhojoni, sab kich tise rajaye jiyo. That is why the labels foolish and wise are just that. They're just labels. Because in reality, na ko murkh, na ko siyana. Remember, there's only one actor at play here, and everything is being done under its domain. That's the challenge, so to speak, for engaging with a self that is very intimately personal with us. So we live in this tension of comfort because tu mera mana, and also the fear because you're the one who makes me wander. But in acknowledging this tension, we acknowledge anew the presence of the self in everything. We acknowledge anew our desire to walk in the way of hukam. With those thoughts, until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.